What's in there?
Yo, Zero killed this shit.
Where's your lunch?
Media representation. It's shown and seen everywhere, in films, TV shows, music, posters, advertising, video games, it's endless. It refers to the way that people, groups, and issues are shown towards an audience. These representations are usually constructed by creators that tend to use different media codes and cameras, meaning they are carefully selected and omitted to shape their piece of media. An important part of media representation is gender. Now, gender refers to how identities like men and women are displayed and understood in different media forms. In films like The Breakfast Club, gender is shown through the characters' communication and key camera features such as lighting, camera, and sounds. All of these representations help create traditional gender roles and stereotypes, teaching the audience how they view certain genders. When people consume media, the way characters are shown can tell us how the world thinks about gender. In The Breakfast Club, gender is presented in a range of ways, including contrasting characters' genders with each other. For example, Andy tends to represent more of a traditional masculinity, being athletic, confident, and physically strong, while Brian represents intellectual masculinity. He's academically smart rather than athletic, and socially awkward instead of confident, which reinforces the old high school stereotypes that physical strength is valued over intelligence. Point of view also helps shape gender views, by using it differently for different genders. Male characters are framed for action and confrontation, with Andy's POV usually connecting strength and competition, signifying his dominance. On the other hand, Claire and Allison often reacting to the male characters' arguments. These reaction shots emphasize their emotional responses than physical dominance. The way that the camera frames the characters contributes to gender representation, because the camera objectifies certain genders, primarily women, functioning as a male gaze, a cinematic and photographic convention that portrays women as passive and sexualized, instead of active. More commonly, gender coding in media refers to the use of specific stereotypes, tropes, behaviors, and camera techniques to signify a character, usually sorted by the genre of a media form. Stereotypes and tropes are used to help the audience quickly establish character types, plot points, and genres in a quick and easy way. Used by directors and photographers, which affect existing social situations and influence real-world problems such as discrimination and racism. Like how African Americans are often displayed like gangsters or thugs, influencing how a real-world audience sees African Americans. Stereotypes and tropes help develop characters by displaying itself as a starting point, creating instant recognition from the audience, giving them all they need to know about a certain character. For example, we see how Andy is shown as athletic and confident, but as the film progresses, we can see he's also a thoughtful, pressured kid with a lot of demons from his dad. These stereotypes impact audience ratings through making us think Andy is going to be an athletic, confident bully, but as the film reveals Andy's pressure from his father and shapes how he is more than an athlete. The film encourages the audience to reflect on how stereotyping can oversimplify people in films. But stereotypes have changed. Over time, back in the 1980s, stereotypes were more rigid, unfiltered, and were more openly used all across media. While now in 2026, stereotypes have gotten a lot less harsh and more unfiltered compared to the 1980s. The Breakfast Club was created in the 1980s by John Hughes, set in the United States around a time when the world was normally using strong representation and stereotypes. Andy representing a jock/athlete stereotype, influencing audiences to think how men should be strong and confident. But nowadays, in recent times, shows like Cobra Kai, created in 2018, started to reveal that stereotypes and representations show more depth. Take Miguel Diaz for example. He started off as an insecure kid getting bullied, but he started to grow up, getting stronger, and get confidence through karate, which reflects on how masculinity can include vulnerability and personal development.